Unless you've been living under a rock deep in the woods where Wranglers roam, you know that the whole world is gravitating towards SUVs and crossovers. This gives Jeep a big advantage because that's all it sells. I'm Tom Volk for the Seattle International Auto Show. The Compass is sold in a blizzard of different trims. If you really, truly, honestly believe you're going to go off-road, the more capable Trailhawk is the one to choose. It doesn't have much competition. Subaru's Forester Wilderness is the only one that comes to mind, but other Compasses would be cross-shopped with rigs like Mazda CX-5, Honda CR-V, and Volkswagen Tiguan, to name a few. Every Compass gets all-wheel drive standard, and the same engine is used across the model line. So if all you want is rugged transportation to get you to the good hiking trails, maybe consider the base Sport. It starts at $30,000. Yes, that includes destination, though if you want paint other than white, that's an extra $500. I'm driving the more capable Trailhawk. It starts at just under $36,000. This one is fully loaded, as tested, 46.3. These heated and vented leather chairs are part of the $3,200 Elite group that adds a kick-to-open tailgate and a configurable gauge cluster, among many other things. The $2,600 Driver's Assist package includes surround view camera system, automated parking assist, phone charge pad, and a decent highway assist driving system. And then there's the $2,600 Sun and Sound package with the big glass roof and punchy Alpine sound. 2022 models were freshened outside and in, so Compass wears the Jeep badge in style. The fine folks of Seattle seem to like it. It got a lot of compliments. But the real improvement is under the sheet metal. The engine that's standard across the board is all new. Replacing a 2.4-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder is a more powerful 2-liter twin-scroll turbocharged 4 with better isolation using hydraulic mounts. It makes 200 horsepower and 221 pound-feet of torque. The transmission is a new 8-speed. Manual shifts are done here, no steering wheel paddles. These are handy controls for the sound system. All Compasses get Jeep's Active Drive 4-wheel drive system, but Trailhawk gets a special low gear with a 20-to-1 crawl ratio. In addition to the 4 select train settings, Trailhawk gains a rock mode. You won't need it in the Starbucks drive-thru, but it could come in handy in rugged conditions. Same with the half-inch of extra ground clearance, skid plates, off-road tires, and fashion-forward recovery points. That kit is why Trailhawk is the only Compass to earn this badge. The new engine has some spunk, 0 to 60 in 7.5 seconds. The Turbo 4 is definitely an improvement over the naturally aspirated engine. It feels smoother, it sounds better. Seems like there's more mid-range power for passing, too. The 2.4-liter could feel sluggish in those situations. No one wants that. The transmission is a big improvement as well. The outgoing 9-speed tended to upshift aggressively, causing the engine to kind of bog, and some of the shifts were aggressive and clumsy. This one just does its thing in the background. Really nice. Compass is around 10 inches shorter than the Kia Sportage, making it easier to parallel park in the city, but it's up to head out of town to do some distance. Even with tires that are oriented for a little bit more bite in the dirt, there's not an awful lot of road noise. And this road is kind of rough. This is kind of comfortable. It would be great in the city, and let's face it, most people are going to be driving the Compass on-road, but this definitely has off-road chops. That's what we in the biz call a Segway. At the 2023 Mudfest SUV of the Year competition, put on by the Northwest Automotive Press Association, Trailhawk had no trouble at all. This is the moderate off-road section that all vehicles took on. And if all you need is all-wheel drive to get you to the trailhead, any Compass will do that, but the Trailhawk will take you further. The Jeep folks pointed it to the extreme course with more mud and steeper grades. The approach and departure angles are better with the Trailhawk. It fords 19 inches of H2O. And if you take on stuff like this, then yeah, the extra capability might be worth it. Chances are, though, most of these will spend most of their miles on pavement. Compass's reworked suspension is a huge win. I drove the old one from Seattle to the Oregon coast, some 250 miles, and I gotta say, I dreaded driving that thing back. There was lots of body roll, everything was sloppy, on-center feel was vague. This setup takes care of almost all of that. This is not a sports car, but it is much better for road tripping. 2023 models get a larger rear stabilizer bar, which has to help. It can tow 2,000 pounds, and not only is the Turbo 4 punchier, it's also more efficient than the outgoing 2.4-liter by a couple mpg. According to the EPA, the average fuel economy of the Compass is 27 miles per gallon. That's okay. And this is not available as a hybrid. The cockpit that was redone last year is definitely more upscale than the one it replaced. That one had a plasticky look to the dash. Materials work well in here. Stitching elevates the space, though remember, this is 46 grand. Stuff feels good too. At this price, the wheel is heated, seats with deep bolstering hug the front passengers exceptionally well. These are comfy. Larger people might want to try them on for size. Jeep's Uconnect 5 interface has a more powerful processor, so response is excellent. It can be configured to make it easier for drivers to use with less distraction. There are a solid amount of buttons and knobs, so not everything is done with a monitor. Wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay too. Compass's cabin is a little snug, but there are still the expected storage cubbies all around. Since Compass is a bit smaller than, say, RAV4 and CR-V, there is less legroom in back, but a couple of average-sized adults will be very comfortable back here with enough head, knee, and legroom. Same goes for cargo room. There's a little less of it, though maxed out there's still around 60 cubic feet. That could haul a significant amount of camping gear. Swing them up and that gives you 27 cubic feet, enough room for 6 carry-on suitcases. Not bad. The hatch closure button location is great for smaller folks. The Trailhawk offers a good balance of city comfort and backwoods capability. The 2023 Jeep Compass with its new powertrain is a big improvement over the 2022 model. You might say it's found its direction. Check it out at your local Jeep showroom. For the Seattle International Auto Show, I'm Tom Bull.